It's a packed house here now on the Thunder Basketball Universe podcast because we are joined by 3 of the Thunder's 4 draft picks from this 2022 draft class. And we have Will with us right here. This is Jaylin Williams out of Arkansas. We also have JDub from Santa Clara. And we have the Thunder's number 2 pick out of Gonzaga, Chet Holmgren. Guys, first of all, welcome to Oklahoma City and welcome into our podcast. We're so glad to have you guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
At long last. I mean, it seems like even though the draft was only 48 hours ago, it seems like it's been a long time since that draft night. What's it been like for each one of you just over these last 2 days getting in here?
I mean, it's been a blur. Like just hearing that it was 48 hours ago is wild just because we've done so much stuff, even just getting here till now. So, I mean, just being able to work out like we did yesterday was some type of like normalcy. So
you got a workout in?
Yeah, we shot a little bit yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, for me, it was just a little drive. I had a little 3-hour drive, so it wasn't that bad for me. I rode down here with my mom and my sister, and it wasn't bad, but it's definitely went by fast already.
Yeah, it went by crazy fast, like slow but fast at the same time. Like there's so much that's happened, but at the same time, it's like going like this, one thing to the next.
Just how did it feel seeing it's one thing to have the draft hat or getting the phone call that, you're going to an organization, but to have the jersey in your hand, holding it, seeing your name on the back, just what was that like today?
It was crazy putting it on. We both had to go. We was going a little crazy.
Didn't get mixed up with the jerseys. The Williams didn't bother either of you. Okay.
I picked up 6 by accident. I was like,
there you go.
Yeah, for me it was crazy. It was a little easier for me to find my jersey than these two. But yeah, it's definitely crazy to wear it and have it on, and now it's like feels official.
There you go.
You guys have been playing basketball all your lives. The biggest change, it seems like, probably is going to be the life change. I mean, you get drafted, and within a week you got to find a place to live. You got to figure out what you're going to do. And you're going to start practice and get ready for summer league. When you actually do get on the floor, is that going to feel like a sense of normalcy for y'all?
Yeah, Jaylin said it best. Yes, like us just getting to work out yesterday, it kind of takes you away from all the hectic like commotion of everything else. And like basketball is like the consistency because we're moving. I mean, he's only moving 3 hours, but we're coming from halfway across the country. So it's like it's definitely very new, but basketball is going to be the same for us. So we just kind of take shelter in that.
Chet, it's kind of crazy. You played against both of these guys this year. I think they gave a little bit of a scouting report on you. What's your scouting report on these two guys when you went up against Jaylin at Santa Clara and then Jaylin at Arkansas?
Great players, obviously. JDub here was probably 75% of the scouting report when we played Santa Clara. We spent probably a few days on just JDub, getting ready to play them, and obviously a great player. He had a great game both times they played against us. Thankfully we were able to come out on top in both those games, but it was a different story against Will.
Just wait till Will
I got nothing to say.
I'm laughing over here, but I'm hurting on the inside saying this. It was a great game to play against Will. Sam said it best when he said, great decision maker. He kind of connected everything for Arkansas. They played a 5-out style, and they played through the trail man, and swung it back to him to make all the decisions. So like Sam said, great decision maker. He's physical. He can do a lot of things on the basketball court. And unfortunately we were unable to come out with the win in that game.
There it goes.
Jelly, you gotta have each other's backs. Well, with you guys being new to the organization, we wanted to play a little bit of a game to let our fans get to know you a little bit better. We've seen some highlights, we know who you are as basketball players, but let's get to know you a little bit more as people. So we have a game that we play on this podcast. It's called the Starting Five. It's 5 rapid fire questions just to get to know you guys a little bit more. All right, I'll kick things off with the first question. We'll start with Will, and we'll go down the line. What is your go-to pregame song?
Dreams and Nightmares.
Oh, great.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Top 5.
Golden Child by Lil Durk.
Nice.
See, this is a rapid fire question to me. I don't have one. It's a different one every game.
What's if on your playlist, what's general genre? you're working
Or
on?
just the artist.
Or artist.
Can't say art. I say rap, but
Yeah,
I can't pick one artist either.
that's fair. That's fair.
You know, it's appropriate we're starting with you two guys for this next one because this question is the best nickname that you've ever had. I know you just got 2 new nicknames kind of now as you're coming in, but have you had any other nicknames throughout the course of your lives that you really liked?
J. Will.
That's
That's what I've always been called.
No, yeah, for me, JDub is my normal
Okay.
nickname. Yeah, Jaylin is weird to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
Wow.
for people to call me Jaylin.
Like
Yeah.
when I get called Jalen, it's like Jalen Michael. Like my
So
dad.
you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Exactly.
It's my dad getting on to me.
Yeah, my friend group it's 3 of us. It's 3 Jaylins, all spelled the
Oh
same.
my
Really?
gosh.
Yeah, so
wow.
for me growing up, JDub was my like distinguishing like.
Oh, man.
Okay, so being around other Jaylins is not new for you. Okay.
I
What are
mean,
the-
like 20% of the basketball world is named.
We're all elite. We're all nice.
What are the nicknames for your other 2 friends that are named Jaylin?
J Money and J Hop.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Chet?
So everywhere I've gone, somehow the same nickname happens without me telling people. So I'm gonna just say it at this point. My teammates last year at Gonzaga and before that all just started calling me Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob, but not the one that shoots himself in the leg with his own gun. Not the 8 Mile Cheddar Bob. Yeah, I've gotten that one. I've gotten Slim Reaper, Rim Reaper, all the goofy basketball ones, Chet Mix, all those.
Chet Mix.
That
That's
I
a
like
fun
Chet.
one.
Yeah.
That's a fun one. The good thing about your name is it's Chet, right? Like
Right.
that's a great name to, 1 syllable. It's easy to say on the floor too, nickname is
Make your life easier. You're
yeah.
welcome.
That's awesome. All right, next question. Go to pregame meal.
Steak.
Wow, all
It's kind
right.
of heavy.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm gonna say like what we would get like Olive Garden and stuff like that. So like
Yeah.
some type of like pasta or something.
Carb
Like
load,
yeah, like
yeah.
BJ's. Yeah, something.
Yeah, I say probably like some type of pasta, like Alfredo or spaghetti or something.
Smart.
All right, now
Smart.
let me change my.
Okay.
We either had
You
grilled
get a mulligan
chicken,
here.
steak, or pasta. So 1 of the 3.
Okay.
Can't go
But
wrong.
it sounds like you like steak. Like steak is like your okay. All right. Now we know his favorite food. All right.
All right, if you didn't play basketball, what sport would you play?
Baseball.
Oh, really? What position?
First base.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Big target.
I used to play
Yeah.
baseball growing up.
I bet the other infielders love throwing to you
When
because
I
they couldn't miss.
yeah,
Yeah.
when I quit baseball, I was better at baseball than basketball.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
I was just 6'3".
What made you stop?
I was 6'3" in 8th grade.
Ah,
I was-
yes.
Something's gotta happen here.
A decision must be made.
Yeah.
Here. Yes.
Probably nothing. I never played another sport. Like I never even tried.
Really?
Out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I never
Okay.
tried out for anything else, so I don't have an answer.
What other things did you do outside of basketball? Just hobby wise? Anything?
Probably I grew up like playing video games and stuff, or like kind of like a normal
Yeah.
childhood, like ride your bike and like for me, like
Yeah.
growing up in AZ, like pool and stuff was like big,
Yeah.
Right.
like the pool.
But a
So,
hooper through and through.
Hey.
Like
yeah, yeah.
Same
one
here.
track mind. I love
Yep.
it. I love it.
Swimming pool.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
swim pool, swim.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'd play. I'm gonna get killed for saying this. I'd probably be like football, cause that's the only other sport I've ever played. I played football when I was little.
Okay.
And then my dad made me quit,
Good choice.
but I would have
Yeah.
kept playing. Yeah.
You chose wisely. Yes. All right. Last question. If you're on a deserted island by yourself, what are 3 things you have to have with you?
Like a machete,
Okay.
some water, and like a fire starter.
You're going practical. That's
Yeah.
that's really smart. All right.
I'm literally
Can
gonna
I
say the
add?
exact same thing.
Oh, you should go in a different direction. This is your deserted island.
Yeah, I
Make
was
it
about to
your
say,
own.
That's good. Like you gotta, like I would have like a tool to defend myself
See,
with.
no, they failed.
And water.
They failed this test. It's a boat, gasoline, and a map.
To get
Nice.
off the deserted
Yes.
island.
Yes.
Okay.
See, Ousmane, we talked to Ousmane earlier. He said his PS5, his phone, and his AirPods.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could make this deserted
He's
island.
not even
your
gonna do
own.
anything
You're
for
gonna
him.
be
He's
here.
not gonna have service.
What I was
I
saying-
guess, yeah, that's true.
Or TV. What you need your PS5 for with no
Right.
TV?
Oh well, there's
Right.
no TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's tough.
that's a good
Come
point.
Come on,
Yeah.
Ousmane.
Oh, you gotta do better than that.
That's a really good point. Okay, that you guys went practical. I like that.
Yeah, very
Smart
well done.
guys, and that's something that Sam Presti pointed out in the press conference.
Yeah.
Great
Cerebral.
decision makers,
Yeah.
cerebral through and through. It shines not just on the floor but off as well.
No doubt.
Learned a lot. Well, I gotta ask you guys because we get to know. We saw you guys on draft night, and we saw the emotion just within yourself. What's this been like for your families? And just the 48 hours, their lives are changing too a little bit. I want to start with you because we saw the very emotional night with you and your parents in Fort Smith.
Yeah, it was crazy emotional. Most of the people that were at my draft party was family, so I had like 100-something people there. Like everybody was there, and if you look out in the crowd, everybody was crying with me. My dad probably didn't want to cry in front of the camera, but he started crying, and my mom, she screamed when they said my name. But it was definitely a super emotional night and something we'll never forget.
Yeah, for me, it's probably like your dad. I was trying not to cry. There's probably a video going out there, and
I
everybody's
saw
like,
that.
"Is he
You set your
excited?"
phone up?
Yeah. I set my phone up. Everyone's like, "Was he excited?" But I played it pretty smart and like cried in my mom's shoulder.
Nice.
So you know,
Hide
hide
your
my
face a
face.
little
Yeah, I was
bit.
like, I can't be a meme this early, and obviously that changed with the Spider-Man meme with me. And
Yeah.
Either way, I was gonna be a meme.
It was
But
out of
yeah.
your control at that point.
Yeah, it's like kind of like life changing. So like it's cool because it's like they're kind of going through the process with me as well. So
Yeah.
it's it's kind of unreal, in a sense, and they're probably emotional and kind of going through that. But I think everybody's just kind of filled with excitement.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, for me, everybody was like asking me, "You gonna cry? You gonna cry?" I was like, "I don't know until it happens." And then my mom was like saying like she doesn't know if she's gonna cry, and I was like, "You don't cry, because then that's the only reason I'm gonna start crying." So she didn't start crying, at least not like I didn't see her start crying, so I was able to hold it in. But it's been a lot of crazy emotions last 48 hours, probably thousands of them, all good ones for myself and my family.
I want to follow up on that because at the draft, I was actually waiting kind of in this secluded hallway for the trade to become official for Ousmane. And he's in this green room by himself. I'm kind of waiting out in the hallway. And your parents come walking down this like deserted hallway, holding hands. You could just tell they were so proud, but they also needed to like get away from the craziness for a second. So I don't know. Did they talk to you about that, or did you sense that they kind of were able to have that moment?
Nah, because like once I got drafted, it was like boom, put the hat on, shake Adam Silver's hand, and then it was straight to like media, back to back to back to back. So I didn't really have time to think, to see my parents again after I hugged them, like till we did the photo shoot at the end right before we left. So it was like crazy for 2 straight hours. It was just interviews, photo shoots, interviews. Like it was just crazy.
Yeah, no, draft night's a blur. Like right after you shake his hand, you literally, I'm crying, like I'm like trying not to cry while I'm shaking his hand, and then I take 2 steps off the stage, and they're like, "We need you to headphone." I'm like, I can't even.
You can't soak it up.
Like,
No.
They don't give you like a moment. Like you need a moment, but they don't give you a moment.
No.
Yeah, you guys were, basically through a car wash of obligations and interviews and stuff along that lines. Yeah. Well, I do have another question, and this is more about because I was here in Oklahoma City, and we got a chance to talk to Sam Presti after the draft. And one of the things, obviously we heard it today as well, but you guys are all hard workers. You're all competitive, and you've shown that in different ways throughout your career. Just going down the line, where does that come from for you guys? Where does that competitiveness, that hard work ethic, where does that come from for you? We'll start with you, Jay Will, and just toughness is probably part of your, scouting report anyway. A guy who takes a lot of charges. Just where does that come from?
Honestly, I think it comes from just having older siblings. Now that I think about
Really?
it, all my siblings are 10 plus years older than me. They used to back me down in the post. I would have to try to out physical them, and I never could. So I think it really just started from a young age, and just wanting to be on the court my freshman year just made me start playing harder and harder every day. And really, I think that's where it came from.
What about you, JDub?
For me, it was just growing up short. You kind of have like the short man syndrome that everybody says, and just kind of having to fight for, kind of everything, and nothing was really given kind of that, and then just being like unrecruited, and, under recruited and stuff like that growing up. So that was like kind of my chip on my shoulder forever.
You had a pretty big growth spurt at one point. When did you kind of hit that?
I mean, it was kind of gradual because like my senior year, I was like 6'2", and then I got to college at Santa Clara around like 6'2.5", and I ended up being 6'6", so right before the season started. So I'd say like in that time frame, but I mean, sophomore year of high school, I'm 5'9", so just kind of a continuation of growing.
Kept all the skills from being a
thank
guard.
God. Yeah. If I
Smart
didn't,
move.
I would not be here. So.
Smart move. Chet, what about you?
It probably came from a combination of things. One, similar to like Jaylin, like not really or JDub, my bad, not really being like just given anything. Like when I was younger, like spent a lot of time on the bench, had to like earn my minutes, stuff like that. And then also just like playing pickup and stuff, like and playing with new guys all the time, like you want to earn your respect kind of, and you kind of go about that by kind of showing it on the court. So not giving in to anybody or giving anything to anybody. Trying to, kind of take it and take your respect.
Yeah, you've been a part of such high-level teams from your high school teams and meshing with other big-time talent, Team USA, Gonzaga. How have you managed to be productive, efficient, a connector, and make what is a talented team, help it become maybe to the best of its ability?
Kind of just understanding that every situation's different, but it's the same, and at the same time, like basketball, no matter what, there's 10 dudes on the court, 5 on your team, 5 on the other, and one person can't beat 5. So figuring out what your teammates' strengths are and weaknesses, and then trying to amplify their strengths and help kind of shadow their weaknesses, and understanding that that's going to be different on every single team. So you got to kind of show up from day one, and learn each other's personalities on and off the court, so that not only I can have their back, but then they can have mine as well. And that's been different, like you said, on every team, but it's kind of the same strategy.
Well, and all that hard work got you to this point. One last thing that I want to ask you. This is your really first impression of Oklahoma City. You got to be out in the community a little bit, had a little bit of a community event, and meet some pretty awesome people like Clara Luper's daughter. Just what has that element of today been like for you, just getting your first impression of Oklahoma City in that way?
Yeah, it's cool. Actually, I've been around here just because my sister lives here. I've been here a lot before, but just seeing such historical things and hearing the stories and seeing the kids, how excited they were to see us, knowing that I was in their shoes and I used to look up to players. Like, it's incredible being at this side of it now.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, for me, just being at a smaller school, we're kind of all coming from, being the kind of person on campus, but just kind of here, it's a lot different. I think, people ask me to take pictures and sign stuff. Like, that's a completely new element for here. And then just everybody I've met so far is super cool. And I think the community kind of really embraces all of us. So it's been really cool to kind of experience that.
Yeah, it's just kind of added on the mountain of emotions, and kind of what this, last 48 hours has been. It's kind of just added to the significance of it. It's made it even more memorable, and kind of like Jay Will said, kind of seeing like the kids out there and stuff, and being able to kind of empathize with them, because I was in those shoes at one point. Like, I remember being in like 5th grade, watching guys like Tyus Jones, who's with the Grizzlies now, playing packed out high school gyms, and then now he's in the NBA, and I was playing in packed gyms, and seeing the Timberwolves around the city all the time growing up, and now be in this position in Oklahoma with the kids out there, and being able to interact with them, it's pretty special.
I love that you guys have gotten this initial taste, and I just can't wait for you all to get inside Paycom Center in front of the fans, because they're going to go absolutely nuts for you guys. So
And your fans are built different.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing come mid-October.
And we can't wait to see you guys on the floor. But thanks for joining us today. Loved getting to know you guys a little bit better. And officially, welcome to Oklahoma City.
Yeah, thank you.
Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Happy to be here.
Congratulations.
COOP Ale Works is the proud sponsor of Thunder Basketball Universe. Brewers of the fan favorites F5 IPA and 99-calorie Ice Chest IPA. You'll find those and many more COOP beers at retailers across Oklahoma. Learn more at coopaleworks.com.
We are now joined by a very, very special guest, Ousmane Dieng, 19 years old, out of the NBL. But before that, you came from France. Ousmane, first of all, welcome to Oklahoma City and welcome to our podcast.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Ousmane, it was great catching up with you at the draft in Barclays Center, and now to see you in OKC. I'm sure, have the nerves settled down a little bit? Are you feeling a little bit looser?
Yeah.
What's this like?
Yeah, the last 2 days was a little bit crazy, but now being in Oklahoma and settled down a little bit, that's good.
All right, well, we are going to get you into this podcast with a little tradition that we have. It's called the Starting Five, and it's 5 rapid-fire questions just to get to know you a little bit better. All right?
All right.
All right, I'll go first. You take the second one?
Sure.
All right, first question. What is your go-to pregame song?
Oh, it's a French rapper. called Nino. So
Yeah,
Nino?
put our listeners on, if they
Yeah.
need to listen to some French rap.
yeah, listen, Nino, French rapper, he's good.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
All right. What's your favorite nickname that you've ever had for yourself?
My nickname is Ouz, but
Ouz?
when I came here, all the American people like switch Ouz by Hoozy. So
Uzi? Okay.
Which one
know.
do you prefer?
I mean, I like both. I
Okay.
don't
Let's
care.
go with Ooze. I
I
like
like
Ooze.
Ooze.
I like
Yeah,
Ooze
yeah.
too. All right, that's
All
cool.
right, Ooze, what's your go-to pregame meal?
Probably something simple like chicken, pasta.
Yeah.
That's
Gotta have something easy on the stomach before
Yeah,
you go into
exactly.
basketball. Yeah, good thinking.
All right. If you didn't play basketball, what sport would you play?
Soccer, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite French soccer player?
French soccer player Benzema and
Yeah.
Kylian Mbappe. I met him
Nice.
at the draft, so that was.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was-
that's
that's
cool.
big
Mbappe
time.
was there. I forgot. Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome. Did
Nice.
you grow up playing soccer?
I played like 1 year, but
Okay.
my dad was mad, so I came
Yeah.
back to basketball.
You'd have been a great striker.
Yeah.
The height,
Yeah.
you'd be heading everything in.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
you go. All right, last question. If you were on a deserted island all by yourself, what are 3 things you'd have to have with you?
Probably my PS5,
Okay.
my phone, and my AirPods, and that's it. My
There
headphones.
you go.
What do you
That's
play
it.
on PS5?
2K, FIFA. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
Who do you play with in FIFA?
Real Madrid.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I feel like I got to know you a little bit better there with those 5 questions. But one thing just top of mind is the draft was just 48 hours ago. You were just in Brooklyn. Nick, you were there too. Obviously, I was here in Oklahoma City watching it on the screen. But seeing your name called and seeing you walk up there, grab that hat, and what were your emotions as soon as you walked up there?
I mean, I couldn't realize like that was crazy. That was a dream come true, and yeah, I was just so happy.
You were originally drafted by the Knicks. There was a trade with the Thunder. So you were walking around for a while with a Knicks hat on. And at one point, an official from the NBA kind of pulled you to the side while you were going through this media circuit and kind of like shuffled you off to this little green room and kind of put you in there until the trade was official and you were able to switch to a Thunder hat. I got to know, like, what did you do when you were in that green room? I think maybe probably by yourself, right? Just kind of
Yeah.
hanging out for a while. You were in there for like at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, so I heard about the trade a little bit before, but yeah, like you say, we didn't know if it was true or not. So yeah, I was by myself. I still didn't realize that I was about to play in the NBA. So a little bit crazy, but that's good.
Did you at least have your phone with you to
Yeah,
be able to
yeah,
call? Okay, because Chet, when he got drafted, he forgot his phone at the table.
Oh really?
And so he was walking around for like 30 minutes without his phone. He had like 1 million missed calls. People were FaceTiming him. So I'm glad to hear that you could at least,
Yeah, I had my
talk to
phone.
your friends, talk to your family, all that stuff.
Yeah, I had my phone. That was cool.
Well, back here in Oklahoma City, I had the chance to talk to Sam Presti and Will Dawkins, and we asked about you and what they saw in you. They mentioned that they had eyes on you when you were 16 years old and basically around 6'3", much shorter than you are right now. And they said the thing that really stood out to them was your resilience and how you went from being in France to playing in Australia and just how you were able to navigate that and adjust. Just where did that come from for you? That poise, that maturity to be able to handle that?
I think I developed that when I was in Paris at INSEP. And yeah, I mean, the choice for the NBL was a big choice in my career. And yeah, I think that was the best fit for me.
You mentioned INSEP. This is an academy in France run by Tony Parker that Thunder guard Théo Maledon also.
No, Doran. Yeah.
Oh, the other one. Okay, sorry. Either way, Théo Maledon has played there as well. Will you just kind of tell me about like the academy culture in France and what that's done for you to develop your skills?
Yeah, it's a big academy in France, and I think I really developed like my work ethic in there. Like they told us, work every day if you want to achieve your dream, and yeah, that's a big yeah.
I want to know a little bit more about your story because you left home early, right? You were 13 years old when you left your home city. Talk us through that journey and how you ended up ultimately playing in the 3rd division in France.
So in France, it's not like here in US, you don't have high school and college, so it's only by club, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Every club got young division, And so yeah, I went to Bordeaux when I was 13. So I was at home only for the weekend, and then so I stayed 2 years. And when I was 15, I left for INSEP in 3rd division.
You feel like that jump leaving home so early has helped you to be ready for this moment right here?
Yeah, I think that made me tougher on and off the court too. So yeah.
I just am curious now about the opportunity that you see ahead of yourself. You have this incredible skill set. You can do so many different things on the floor. And next week, you're going to be starting practicing against other NBA players. What's your mindset as you head into this?
I just want to work playing against the best player in the world and learn from them too. So yeah, I'm just excited.
Well, how do you think you can help your teammates on the floor? What are some of the biggest things that you can do out there that can really help your team?
So like I said, I'm pretty versatile, so I can do a lot of things on the floor. And yeah, I can create my own shot, shoot over people, and be here in defense. But I think my best quality is find my teammates and my court vision. But first of all, I just want to help the team and do whatever the coach wants me to do.
Well, we are looking forward to seeing you in action. The Thunder jersey already looks great on you right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck.
Thank you.
As you can tell, these guys are all very personable and looking forward to getting things started here in Oklahoma City wearing that Thunder uniform. I know all Thunder fans are really looking forward to seeing them in action. That leads us to what's on tap for these guys. And it's Summer League. It's go time.
Yeah, that's right. These guys are going to come in now and join the established group that's already in Oklahoma City, guys that have been working so hard since the end of last season. You think about the Josh Giddeys and Pokus and Teo Maladones and some of these returning young players that are all going to be at Summer League either in Salt Lake City or in Las Vegas. The Thunder has 3 games in Salt Lake City between July 5th and 7th. We'll actually have 2 of those games, the 5th and the 6th, broadcast on the Sports Animal here on the radio, WNOS Sports Animal on the Thunder Radio Network. So be sure to tune in there. You can also catch those games on ESPN. And then the 3rd and final game will be on NBA TV. And then the flip side, they'll go straight from there, at least some portion of that group, to Las Vegas, where all 30 teams are participating in Summer League. And of course, that is a 10-day just full entrance into the NBA world. It's basically a convention out there.
It is.
At Summer League. And so these guys will get a chance to play 4 games that are already on the schedule, and then based on their record, 1 more game after that.
A lot of work ahead of these guys. They recognize that, and they're ready for it, and we're ready to watch that. And you know we've got you covered with all the Summer League coverage. Me and Gallo will be splitting up duties between Salt Lake City and Las Vegas. So you can be sure to stay tuned to the Thunder Basketball Universe podcast, as well as OKCThunder.com for our articles and all of our coverage there. Until then, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much to our special guests that joined us here today. Thank you so much to our producer, Matt Bishop. And until next time, Thunder up, and catch you later.